All right, so if you guys would open Notability. And we started some notes in our last class. So I have a folder that I labeled 472, but maybe you guys labeled math or whatever, but I would really highly suggest you get a folder because you're going to have a bunch of stuff here pretty soon. The note that we began in our last class is probably labeled by date, like it might say on yours right now, August 11th or whatever that was. If you hit the edit button in the upper left-hand corner, you can change the name, but I would call that unit 0 because we're going to take a unit 0 test, and then you'll have all your notes in one spot, right? And then when we do unit 1, we'll do a whole different note sheet. So you kind of have your stuff, in a concise area. So I'm going to open that up, and these are things that we did in our last class, real similar to the warm-up problems that we just did, right? We distributed, we combined like terms. We're going to do a similar process today, but it's going to be just a little bit, it's going to be worded different. So I just want you to kind of understand the vocabulary. So we're going to add and subtract polynomials. I'm going to add, subtract polynomials. Polynomial is kind of a weird word, long word, P-O-L-Y-N-O-M-I-A-L-S. All right, so while you're writing that down, polynomial is just a fancy word for exactly what you've already been doing. So don't worry about what that means. It means, to break it down, poly means many. Nomial means numbers or terms. So like this thing is a polynomial. It has 3 terms, the 14xy, the 3x, and the 24y, okay? I know 3 isn't many to maybe you and me, but many just kind of means it could be 1, it could be 1,000. So that's a polynomial. So we add or subtract polynomials. Here would be just the difference between the last class and this one. It might say, find the sum find the sum of, and I'm going to just make up a couple of terms here. So find the sum of 3x minus 8y and let's say negative x minus 2y. All right, well, first is this term right here. Okay, the sum, that means add. So we're just going to add those two things. So I'm going to write this out, and you don't necessarily have to do this if you can do this without writing out the step. I'm just adding together this and this, but I am going to write it out for you guys. So I have 3x minus 8y plus negative x minus 2y. And I'm going to take another step. All right, so I'm just going to combine my like terms. What do I got here? 3x and negative x. So 3 minus 1, that would be 2x, right? And I have negative 8y, negative 2y. That's going to be negative 10y. Okay, so I found the sum. I just added them together. And if you guys want to just look at the original and say, okay, well, we're just adding, I'm just going to do like 3x and negative x is 2x, and negative 8y, negative 2y is negative 10y. Perfect. You don't need to write out that middle step when you're just adding them. I would, however, highly suggest it when we're doing the next problem. I'll show you why. So now we're going to find the difference of two things. So find the difference of, and I'll write down two terms. 6x plus y and negative x plus 4y. All right, so here's why I think you should write out the step here. Because difference, that means subtraction, okay? So we are going to subtract. And we're going to do 6x plus y we're subtracting, so I did 6x plus y minus, and this is key, I have to put in parentheses negative x plus 4y. Because I need to distribute this negative sign, which I'll do in just a second. Okay, so we're do the minus and then use your parentheses. All right, so now I'm gonna distribute the negative sign. So I have 6x plus y. And I have minus negative is gonna be plus x and minus 4y. Don't forget, that goes to both terms then. And now I combine my like terms. So 6x and x is 7x. Y minus 4y is minus 3y. So if you notice, we're really just doing the same thing we were doing, just knowing that sum means adding and difference means subtraction. But when you're doing that difference, make sure you do minus and put the second part in parentheses. All right, any questions on that, guys?